my guy Javi here with me today.
Brother.
My brother, Javi. So you know what's crazy? Me and Javi actually met through a mastermind.
Mm-hmm.
A mastermind, we ended up staying in touch. And now this is probably one of the best friends I have out here in Tampa in general, bro. Come on, all love out here.
That's love.
But
big love.
You know, I know you got a lot of people that follow you, bro. They know you're into the commercial space and things like that. And I already did a little intro for you, bro. But you know what's crazy? Something that me and you haven't actually gone into at all. So I'm gonna ask you for the first time here on camera is, how'd you even get started in this journey, bro? We've never even spoken about that, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, it goes back to when I was a little kid, man. I used to have a bunch of Legos, and I used to actually, when I was little, my mom used to buy me a bunch of Legos, and I had no friends when I was little. So I used to be locked in my room by myself. And I would throw away all the directions, and I would just build. And when I was little, man, it just intrigued me so much that I could create something with my mind and have no direction that meant something to me that I saw before I actually put it together. And I actually grew up without a father, so my mom my whole life was like, yo, dream big, think big. She was a commercial interior designer, man. So one of the things I did when I was really little, man, is I was exposed to a lot of commercial real estate.
Yeah.
I was exposed. She always walked me through her buildings. I actually walked the Pentagon after the airplane hit it.
That's crazy.
So I always saw commercial buildings, and I really got into things, man, when I was like actual like real estate business.
Yeah.
I held my first open house when I was 12. My grandmother actually came to this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my grandmother used to take me to church on Sundays, and she'd stop at the light, and she'd make me run out. I had to go put the sign in the yard, the open house sign. I'd do that. Take me to church, and then I'd actually come back, and I remember trying to sell my first house at 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then bro, my brother called me one day, told me he's getting into real estate, man. And
older brother or younger brother?
Older.
Okay.
Older. But yeah, man, he told me one day, he's just like he's like, yo, I'm just doing this cold calling, man, and started cold calling. I had no idea what I was doing, and I literally saw my dream as a kid.
Yeah.
Now it was like, dude, like all of that happened for a reason.
Yeah. Here's
your time to literally learn buildings and do this in real life. So now, we're constructing, big buildings, man. We're working on a $13 million build out right now, which is pretty cool, but it's definitely not Legos.
Yeah, that's 13 M's,
yeah,
baby.
13 M's.
Something
Beautiful. Thank the Lord to God.
So for you, it's always been real estate. Like from the beginning, it's always been real estate.
You know what's funny, man? No, my first thing, I wanted to be a trash man when I was younger. Yeah, I told I used to sit on the front of our house, and I used to watch my mother. She was always like happy like when they take out the trash, because I don't know, we always had trash. And I was like, yo, mama, I got you. I was like, I'm gonna be the best trash man ever, so I can come see you every day.
I'm dead.
Dead, right? I love my mom to death, bro. And that was my first thing. And then as I grew up, I wanted to just be a businessman.
Yeah.
Right? I just wanted to have a reason to wear a suit, look good, feel good.
Of course.
And then it's funny how just everything came together. So real estate, I actually never thought about being in real estate like that. I never thought about it until I was about like 16 or 17, where it started to click of like, I thought I had to be 30 or 40 or 50 to go do these cool things where, I outsold everyone at the age of 23. My 18-year-old self never thought in 5 years I'd be selling more than my friend's parents. Yeah. Right? Crazy, which was wild, man, and that's when I had to change my mentality to all my self-limiting beliefs. Yeah. To see like, yo, I'm not thinking big enough.
You know what's funny? I just want to point something out. You were like, I want to be a businessman so I can wear a suit and feel nice. Now look how you dress to the office.
Yeah, right. Now I wear cutoffs and ripped jeans.
It's funny because I thought the same thing. I'm like, I have a business. I'm wearing a suit every day. I wear sweats to the office every day, bro.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that. Nah, man. After I had to wear a suit every single day for between like 21 to 24. Yeah. I think I wore a suit every single day. I wore the same suit for, I think, 3 months straight until I closed my first deal. Yeah. Because I was so young, I had to dress better than everybody else.
So you could stand out.
So I'd stand out, and they would respect me, right? They would be like, damn, this guy actually took the time to do that. But now since I actually close a lot more deals, you know what I'm saying? Now you can wear the cutoffs, but
you know it's
good,
funny.
it's good.
If you scroll down my Instagram, you go all the way down to 2017. All of my pictures were in suits, bro. The suit, the tie, the whole nut.
Yeah,
I felt the same way, and I didn't have an amazing beard at the time either.
Yeah,
so it was like
it looks great.
I looked like a kid at the time, so I had to do the same, man. But bro, tell us about what you got going on, bro. I know right now your bread and butter is these buildings, bro. You're out here really about to build these buildings straight up. You've been raising some capital. You have a fund going on right now.
Yep.
You own a skip tracing company right now. Tell us a little bit about all of that, bro.
Yeah, man. So the biggest thing that I'm focused on right now is equity.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm focusing on right now, it's not real estate. I'm focusing on bringing more investors' capital into my company and placing that into real estate. So what we're focused on primarily is we're focused on single family acquisitions and we're focused on commercial acquisitions. So what we do is we look for deals that have enough spread for us to make money and for our investors to be able to make money as well. And that's the breadwinner. But anybody who's a real estate investor, what we do is that we actually have skip right? So I have this data company. If you guys ever pull a list online, right? Say if you want to pull the entire block of 22044, right? And you want to know everybody who lives there and you want to know their contact information, right? You actually go to your county records, right? And you can buy, a list of homes. And then you go to skiprite.com. That's my company. And what we do is we actually find you the best information. So the reason that's really important to me is that I'm an active real estate investor. So that company I make as perfect as I can because that's a service I use on a daily basis.
For sure.
Right? So I always want to make sure I get the most accurate data. I got the fastest service.
You do it yourself.
I do it myself. So I was always mad when I tried to use someone else. I'm like, this is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Chad, I love you guys who helped me in the past, but like, we had to take it to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? There's a thing of making money, but I'm a perfectionist at fault, right?
Now you skip right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shout out. You know what I'm saying? Living testament, bro.
Promo code Kobe.
Yeah, promo code Kobe. But no, that's it, guys. I mean, what we do is we really focus. What I focus on, I actually model my business after the company Blackstone. Okay, so what Blackstone does is that they focus specifically on acquiring businesses and fixing them up, real estate, fixing them up. That's it. So I mean, primarily, that's not probably a business I'm going to keep the rest of my life. Right. So that's a business as I treat like a piece of real estate. Right. Cash flows for me right now. We're increasing the equity of it, and in the next year or two, I'll probably sell it and make $1 million or $2 million.
That's what's up. And
hopefully more.
That's something dope. We were at dinner the other day.
Great dinner, by the way.
Fire. I want to go back to me working actually. That little corn thing that they give in the beginning, so fire. Through dinner, I know, me, you, Raphael, Levi, we were talking about different companies, different ways to take it, and I feel like you were one of the people who were really thinking longevity, right? Because wholesale, don't get me wrong, I make a lot of money wholesaling, right? And there's a lot of people out there who make money with the education companies, but something that you and Ralph were talking about that I thought was genius, that I've never looked at it like this before, was the concept of building something you can exit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what you're saying. Like this is a piece. This is a business you're treating like a property where you're building it up to the point where you can sell it. You can have an exit in mind. Whereas most education companies, wholesale companies are based on transactions. That's not necessarily a company you could sell. That's a company you have to keep going essentially. So
you know what really opened my eyes to that? COVID. For real. That's what I'm saying.
Eyes.
Yeah, no, for real. Is it shows you is that you have two things in the business, right? It's cash flow and you have equity, right? And that's the one thing that a wholesale business doesn't have. And that's actually what I'm transitioning into is that, I wholesale all last year, right? So instead of wholesaling, what we focus on is like the same concept of wholesaling, right? But the fact that I'm then buyer now. So that's where, you'll make $20,000 on a wholesale, but bro, we'll make 100 on our flips. You feel me?
And you own it.
And I own it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So we're creating equity in that, whether I want to rent it or not. All we're doing is we're focusing on selling them. But you literally
have the choice.
Yeah, you have the choice. Exactly. Whatever you want to do. Once you close on a property, it is beautiful the amount of equity that can be written off, because the thing is, what equity, the definition of equity is how much that the property is worth minus how much you owe, right? You can actually get an appraiser to go out to a property. Let's say your property would normally sell at 150. You could actually most times get an appraiser to come out and write it off at like a 3.2 if you have a 3.1. and they'll be like, yo, your house is actually worth like 180, 200. You could actually take that to the bank, and on paper, you're now $30,000 richer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, huh?
A lot of people
They don't get
that.
that.
Yeah.
They don't get that.
When I was flipping,
Yeah.
I started off flipping. That's
Yeah.
what we used to do. We used to actually have our realtor meet the appraiser at the house with our own comps. And the appraiser is so lazy most of the times. We used to give them our comps.
You
and
staple like $100 bill under
there. And they just go off our comps.
No, those days are gone, but.
Nah, but
yeah.
that's dope, bro. But I know, you just brought it up, man. You were wholesaling all last year, killing it, bro. I know you had a lot of students,
we did well,
bro,
yeah.
Systemizing everything. I know you're a real systems guy. But then it's almost like out of nowhere, the whole fund idea came from. Where did that idea come from? Because you just, it's almost like it came out of nowhere. You just went full force into it, bro.
Yeah. So all of last year, I was actually fighting the idea of starting my own fund. I always wanted to commit and start buying real estate and start accumulating a lot of equity, right?
Yeah.
Before, like, what we were doing is just we're buying and fixing. I did like a lot of condos, took a lot of time, but same concept. Once we sell it, we're out, right? By the time we sold the condos, all of our comps were increased. So I was like, damn, like if we just bought the building instead, the neighborhood appreciated the same way and we could rent it. I mean, there's so many things that told me to do it.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I didn't believe in myself enough at the beginning of last year
to
go ahead and start buying that. I didn't think enough people would say, hey, you know what? I believe in your vision. So at the end of last year, we ended up finding a building. It's hilarious. Shout out Aaron for putting this one together. But Aaron from Real Shop. So we ended up getting a deal.
Yeah.
One of our guys actually brought a deal to the table. And it was here in Tampa. You'll pass it every single. I pass it every single day. It was my biggest regret ever. It's the one deal I will always look at. I'll be like, damn, I wish I bought that. I messed up wholesaling this property, right? So it's 1000 Florida Avenue. It's a chiropractic center there now. It's about 6,000 square feet. And we ended up acquiring it at about like 1.2, 1.3. And we ended up wholesaling it out at 134. I think. So we made $40,000, which is great.
Dope.
And the whole time, you're so used to, oh, what did we get? We got 123 Main Street. What are we going to get it? What are we going to sell it for? Oh, we'll make a couple bucks. Done. You don't even think about it, right? But, it was actually the day before settlement. I asked Aaron, I go, yo, Aaron, what's that property down in Florida that we've been trying to like go back and forth? Like we had it under contract, then we did it, then then we had a buyer, and then we backed out. Like we went back and forth a million at 10 different times. But then it solidified in the day before settlement. I'm like, yo, Aaron, what's that address of that property in Tampa? It sounds cool, right? And I remember Aaron came to me, he's like, yo, this is the biggest, baddest thing ever. I was like, yeah, whatever. I hear this all the time.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it twice. And then I looked it up, and I've been looking for real estate down here in Tampa. And this is actually prime real estate. There's only one street that exits Tampa. And this property you have to pass when you leave downtown Tampa. It is perfect location. And just to put in perspective of equity, if we bought this at 1.2 and we just held it and we sold it, a year later, I mean, I assume this thing would have increased about $1 million in value. Just knowing what other properties
just holding it.
Yeah, for sure. We're buying a building downtown Tampa right now, and we're acquiring the same amount of square footage for 2.5, and we sold that for 1.3.
That's crazy.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that was the thing. That was my biggest regret. That was my biggest regret. At that moment, I said no more.
I'm holding.
I'm holding. And I feel I'm holding, bro. And I drive by every day. Every single day I go by that, I'm like, damn.
Nah,
like, my guy, we know the people who own it and everything. I'm trying to buy it back from them, but
they want a head crack.
Hell no, they want to crack me over the head. They took out all the juice.
Nah, I feel
you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's crazy, and I want to point out something you said, bro. The reason, because I feel like this is a problem a lot of people struggle with. Somebody out there right now watching this, I guarantee you, someone out there right now watching this is struggling with this. You said that you didn't take action on it because you didn't have enough self-belief yet, and you didn't believe enough people would believe in the vision. I feel like that's something that's holding a lot of people back. Most people let their dreams die before it even starts by getting into their own head, bro. So I really wanted to point that out. It wasn't something financial.
Nope.
It wasn't something financial that made you go forward. It was something mental. That was personal.
It literally was a wall, an invisible wall that was sitting
that
I created myself. That I created myself. But it was crazy, man. Is that the devil literally comes to seek, destroy, and kill, right? So that dream that you have, And it still comes up. I still have doubts. But now I laugh at my doubts, right? Because I realize is that if I don't go towards my doubts and break down that wall, it's just going to hold me back. I'm going to feel less of a man. But after taking that step forward, taking a leap of faith, then you feel free. Then you realize that you are that strong.
That's a fact.
You can do that.
That's a fact.
And just to put in perspective, like, it's crazy that, last year I'm talking about, I didn't think anyone would believe in my vision, right?
Yeah.
Now I stand this time this year, we've raised over $10.2 million.
And something that I like about you, bro, is that, and I'm the same way, bro. There's no cap in all rap, bro. We do the documentation conversation all the time. So I'm gonna I know you have.
He literally just showed up. What is that? What does that say at the top? What does it say? Don't say the property.
Operating agreement, property. Three of them. So that's one thing I really respect about you. Every time there's some people that talk, but every time we literally link up and we chill, you're like, bro, look, this is what I got going on. Boom, 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 and you show me, look, this is the building I'm about to buy. It's not a concept. You bring it from concept to actual reality. So that big ups to you on that one, bro. For real.
But yeah, that's why I always say, man, it's just like there's a lot of things in the game you learn over experience, right? And there's always a lot of people. I got property for sale. Hey, I do business in this area. Blah 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 blah. I mean, like, personally, what we only look at is property that we have under contract, right? Like, we spent all day yesterday looking at houses in St. Petersburg, and we only went to the property. We will be owners of about 6 properties within the 3 city blocks. So we went to every single property that we have under contract.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the thing, man. Is that it's funny, bro. Talk is cheap. Right.
100%.
That's what I'm saying is that, like, a lot of people, they talk really good.
Yeah.
Right. And that was the one thing I when I was young, I just listened to a lot of people. I'm like, oh, really? Like, and you just eat it all up. But then when you really get into the game, bro, like, you realize that you trust, right?
Yeah.
Trust you, like, bro, like, no matter who it is I meet, like, I'll trust you instantly, but I verify.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, you really don't take the time to do that. Not because that they don't know how, is that they're actually scared to ask, right?
100%.
So if you ask, someone like, hey, what do you have going on, right? And you have a lot of people like, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that. Like, I got a guy, the fund that funds a lot of our commercial stuff.
Yeah.
They're literally flying down here to verify me. So we're taking them out to Burns. We're a whole 9 yards.
Burns open?
Yeah, we went. So we went. By the way, we went the other day. So we went. So we went the other day. And it was weird, man. This whole COVID thing, it's just I know we're not talking about Burns, but we went out, got a beautiful dinner. But it's like, even Burns, bro, is affected by this whole COVID thing. So I'm curious to see how that shapes out.
Yeah.
I was actually on a yacht yesterday talking to a guy about how we're gonna restructure a lot of downtown with the new commercial things going on.
Anyways, the same guys that came down to verify you.
No, completely different people. We're actually taking that model. We're taking tenants and other people who do business, mixing them with the capital, and really what my company does is that we bridge the gap between investing and real estate. So what we do is that we actually find the opportunities, but opportunities are only as good as the operators, your tenants, I agree. Right? Plus the actual investors that you have in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because our guys, like, it was crazy. When we went to go raise, right? So one of the buildings that we're closing on right now, we need $3.5 million for it.
Yeah.
Right? Flat out. Beautiful deal. We call it 4. It's 3, 5 and change. But they told me, they're like, the minimum that I'm willing to invest is $10 million. And that goes back to the same thing where it's just like, myself, I'm like, damn, can I find enough for $10 million?
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying, like, maybe I'm thinking too small, and that doubt comes up. It's like, no, you can't do that. But I thought back to that 18-year-old me. I was like, damn, you know how far you came in 5 years?
You just gotta say 5 years.
I was like, look at you now, King.
That's
So
dope,
basically what, we let it off to them. We're just like, you invest in us, and we'll bring these buildings to you. And subsequently now we have 4 buildings that we're looking to do now in just Washington, D.C., and they're flying down here to solidify more relationships about investing in Tampa. They're actually spending $100 million on a building down here, which is crazy.
$100 million.
$100 million, but that's a drop in the bucket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's nothing.
I think that's fire, bro. And something you said right now, you said You needed 3, but they only wanted to invest 10.
Yeah,
right?
well, no, I only needed 3, and they needed to invest 10 minimum. So I told them, I said, guys, and this is the most important thing. If you take anything else from this, is think longevity, think relationships, think bigger, because the thing that solidified that relationship is when I told them, is like, hey guys, I know today it's 3.5. I know your minimum's 10. In the long run, mine's looking like 42, but to be honest, there's no cap. To be honest, is that I understand is that if I continue on being a great God-fearing man and God-loving man, blessings will continue to flourish. Us to do the right thing, the right relationships. The harder that we push, there's going to be none. But what I would like to, I'm going to get there regardless. But I'd like for you to be part of the journey, right? Like why I wanted to do this today is because I want to be a part of your journey as well. You know what I'm saying? 100%. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to do that. So I think a lot of people, bro, they look at real estate. They say, oh man, I got to buy a building. Bro, you're not buying a building. What you're doing is you're investing in your future.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? That building is not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have that mentality like, yo, I'm going to die tomorrow. I need this money right now. That's the one thing I look back when I was younger, man. I wish I was like, I thought longer. Bro, I thought I was going to like die at like 25.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Could have, should have, bro. So many times that could have happened.
But yeah, you were from D.C. You know, I'm from New York.
You know what I'm saying? People don't realize it ain't monuments. But that's the thing, man, is I had to get out of my head to actually think further. To think, yo, it was crazy. We were actually at a mastermind, and they told us that. They said, yo, you're going to die tomorrow. Like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, you're going to die tomorrow. Write a letter to your loved ones, record a video. And what the exercise is to have us actually think about, what does your legacy look like? Like for me now, before I just want to take care of myself. I just wanted to make like 10 billion and just leave the world. But now, bro, I'm actually thinking about, I want to create 3 generations of wealth, right? So I want to have $500 million set aside for each 3 generations to come. Everything else is going to be totally philanthropic. But like thinking like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just thinking one generation. I want to make sure my kids are good. I want to make sure my kids, the kids that I never meet are good.
I'm gonna do that. You know what, yo, Tony, can you go ahead and write that down? That whole your.
Yeah, you should do that with your whole team, bro. It changed my life, bro. We had grown men crying. They were like, yo, I have a key under my desk my wife doesn't even know about, to a safe that's got like over $2 million in cash. It's crazy.
My brother is crazy because my brother told me something similar to that years ago when I was first starting my entrepreneurial journey. I was like 19 years old. He told me, I forgot what the book was. I'm going to literally reach out to him right after this. He said there was a book like that where it basically tells you to write your own eulogy. It's like a 50-page book. Like he was like, oh, it's a quick read, and you know me being hard-headed. Like, yeah, I'm getting it. Now that you bring it up, I'm gonna definitely reach out.
Yeah, how many times you probably said that to some great wisdom? We just weren't ready to receive it.
Yeah, we just weren't ready to receive it. That's great. You know what was crazy though? What you said, bro? Because I know when I started and I was raised, cause I started off flipping, right?
Right.
When I was raising capital, I was like, bro, I'm never gonna be able to find someone who wants to invest 50 grand. And it's funny, I was finding people that were like, I'm not only gonna invest 50 grand, I need to invest 100 minimum.
Right.
And you know that's where you're at right now, but with like obviously way larger numbers.
Bro, my first raise, I remember I got slapped because I went to go buy a building. I'm actually closing on the exact building I've been working on for this building for 2 years now.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So we're actually we're settling this month, man. And I thought I was gonna buy it just myself before, and when I put the numbers together, the raise was 1.2 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Light.
Yeah, it's light. I mean, it's light now. I thought it was like 1.2. I was like, yeah, it's all the money in the world. And when I actually went to go raise it, I remember last year so clear. I had 5 equity firms.
Yeah.
Tell me this. They said our minimum's $5 million. That was when I was just like. I just went into a spiral, man. I was just like, dude, I'm not thinking big enough. I was just like, I really need to check myself to say, where's my head at? Are you really doing as much as you possibly can?
Yeah.
Are you really doing your max? And I wasn't, man. And I struggled a lot of figuring out what my max was and fighting those demons that were like, yo, you can't do it. And that was the best feeling in the world where like, you get on the phone and everything you've done before to get to that point that is there to strengthen and condition you. And the one little thing saying, all you have to do is hire an attorney. Yeah. All you have to do is find a good building. all you have to do is send one marketing campaign out to find a big commercial building, right? Like, that's all it takes. Literally, that's all it takes. But everyone, before you hit send of that text campaign, that email blast, there's that little shadow of a doubt that says, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Cut that shit.
Nah, that's a fact.
Cut that shit.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And yo,
Hold on. Change the battery real quick. Oh, good though.
Tony capping. Captain Jack, Captain Crunch.
I'm loving this right now.
Captain Crunch.
we just pick right back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Yo, thanks for the water, bro. I was dying, bro. I don't
Yeah.
know why I'm so
Bro, you
thirsty,
have mine, bro.
Nah, I
It's
already
all
got
good.
one.
No, no, I have another one.
He slid it to me.
Nah, I
sneaky.
saw it slick.
Nah,
Tony Ways.
I think, and you know what's actually crazy, bro? I read this quote not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're gonna appreciate this quote right here.
Mm-hmm.
I read it.
I love quotes.
I read it. My man's posted it. He said, and it wasn't even recent. I was creeping through his page when I found it. I was looking for some quotes, and it said, you know,
funny.
an eagle could fly 10,000 feet in
Mhm,
the air. You know, that's
mhm,
almost as
mhm,
high as some at some planes.
Yeah.
So at top speed, at top flight, when an eagle sees another bird, it knows that it's another eagle.
Right.
Because they're the only ones that can fly that high.
Mm-hmm.
So it said, if you're still seeing pigeons while you fly, you're not flying high enough.
That's
Right?
beautiful.
And I think you're at the point right now where you're dealing with nothing but eagles. You know what I'm saying? Even like when we do regular stuff, like we go to the gym.
Yeah.
For that one time I
Yeah,
went.
that
with
one
you,
time.
That one time
Yeah.
months ago. Everyone there was a multi-millionaire business owner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
Casually,
Yeah.
just we're all just working out
Yeah,
together.
that's
you know
very
what
true.
I'm saying?
That's very true.
And I always check myself. If I ever feel like I'm not in the right room, I'm like, what the hell am I even doing here? You know? And you're to that level right now where everybody you're talking to wants to invest a couple of M's.
Yup.
You're not even playing the little game no more.
Yup.
But
You know
the
what's
biggest
funny?
thing was mindset to get you there.
And sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
you're
off
good.
there. Well, it's crazy though too. Is I was thinking that as well. That, you know, maybe I just stay within this multi-million range.
Yeah.
Right. You know, dealing with guys with super high net worths and everything. But you know, we don't have to flip single family houses, which we
Yeah.
do. But the reason I actually do it is to start bridging a gap to help people think bigger. And that's actually why I do it, because I started thinking the same thing. And just to kind of tail off what you were saying about the eagle, is that I see a lot of people, and anyone who's in real estate, you will know what I'm talking about. Everybody and their sister does real estate now. Everybody, but it's single family, which is really interesting, right? So there's a little next altitude, right? You know, pigeons fly the super low altitude, the low hanging fruits. You know, you do a bunch of deals, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
It's easy, it's super easy. But then you start talking about duplexes, quads, apartment buildings, condo conversions, shit. I mean, even flipping a little commercial building.
Yeah.
You know what's really interesting? Even you don't have to fly all the way up here.
Yeah.
But so many people are afraid just to elevate a little bit. And that was the one thing I actually saw so much beauty in, is being able to realize that those wings you got, you know what I'm saying? Start using those, start climbing a lot higher.
Facts.
And you start to cut a lot of noise, man. You start to cut a lot of phonies. You cut a lot of people, man, who just waste your time.
That's a fact.
And you know, one of the things you really want to do, man, is always keep elevating.
That's
you know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? So
That was the next level.
always, bro, always. I was on the phone with one of my mentors, man. He's developed over 1 million square feet in real estate, and you know, he's telling me, he's like, you know, they just raised $1 billion in assets under management, cash, dry powder.
And that's a million, but with a B.
With the billion.
You know, Scott, I just want to for the camera real quick, for the audience real quick. I want to point something out. We just finished talking about this before we started recording.
Yeah.
And that's the fact that some people hear million, they hear billion, and they don't realize how far apart that number is. So
Yeah.
for you guys watching that, right? 1 million seconds ago was about 12 days ago, right? But 1 billion seconds ago was 1987. All right, so now that you see the difference between those, you're talking about your mentor just raised $1 billion again with a B. That's huge, bro. That's huge, bro.
Yeah, it is, and that's the thing, man. It's, you know, I was actually on this the other day about my prayer, right? And I was really deep in this meditation of, you know, God literally tells us, ask, just ask, right? And you know, like $1 billion right now, like, bro, we raised 10. I remember 3 weeks ago, I literally told God, like, right before we got in touch with these people and stuff like that, and bro, we did it almost within a month, which is crazy if you put in reality. But one of the things when I'm going through my meditation is like, God said, don't ask for what you just need. Don't ask just to get by this month. Don't ask, you know, we were talking about this the other day, don't ask to make, what was it, $1 million a year, right? Ask to make $1 million a month.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And really the end of my prayer, bro, like it came to conclusion of me. It's like, yo, pray for the things that you don't think you can do. You know what I'm saying? For me, bro, I'm trying to hit 42 billion assets under management by the time I'm 30, bro. I got 3.5 years to do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna crush it. But you have to be convicted in yourself to realize that you can do anything.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's the thing. All of this is possible, but your reality is limited to what your belief is.
That's a fact.
That's a good one right there. I like that. Yeah. I'm gonna get that one quoted. Yeah,
bro. So I'm gonna ask you a question, right? I have to. Every single person I have on the podcast, man, we have to ask this question because it's a hard question to answer. So just heads up, you're about to get a hard question. All right, are you ready?
I'm born ready.
You've done a lot, bro. Especially for your age, only 26, right? You've done a lot, bro. Which one of your accomplishments has made you the happiest so far?
Man. So I was definitely not the best child growing up. The moment my grandmother, it was the end of last year. My grandmother came up, hugged me, crying out of nowhere because I told her I just bought a house.
Yeah.
Crying. And she told me, I knew you'd do it.
That's crazy, man.
She said, even in the worst times, I believed in you.
That's what's up, bro. That's dope, bro.
And
I pictured it in my head.
Oh, bro, it's beautiful, man. Just this small little Cuban lady. By the way, man, she outsold everybody back in the day, and she was always my inspiration. So I always looked at her, and I thought, dude, she was the most incredible woman ever. I love my grandmother to death, man. And yeah, man, I remember she came up to me. You know, I went to go visit. She wasn't doing too well, bro. She popped right up out of her chair. We start talking, everything like that. Bro, she tears running. And she just said the whole time, she's just like, she first told me, she goes, I knew you're gonna be okay. I knew you're gonna do all of this, right? But God told me that Javi's gonna be okay. And she goes, I held on to that faith, and this is confirmation. I thought it was everything.
Yeah.
But to her, it's not about having all of the riches in the world, but to have seen me happy, to see me believing in myself, that was confirmation to me of that, hey, you're on the right path. Just to see her, man. I don't even know if my dad passed when I was young, man. So my grandmother is such a big part of my life, man. So it's probably that. It's my one thing I'll always hold so dear in my heart, man.
No, for sure, bro.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Man, that was deep, bro.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah.
Bro. Take a step back on that.
Shout out, Titi. I love you, bro. When I was, I was bad when I was young, man. I got locked up one day, and she literally told me, she goes, her favorite thing's dessert. My grandmother, she loves sweets. All we used to drink coffee and eat desserts.
You little fat boy, huh?
Lord, dude, I was chubby, man. That's why I work out so much. I eat a lot. Everybody knows, man. Everybody knows I eat a lot. But yeah, dude, I remember she told me that, man. She was crying 5 years earlier. She was crying of like, why? You know what I'm saying? She was like, battling, just why is this happening?
Yeah.
Right? And that's where her testament of faith showed me sacrifice is so important in success. And she told me when I was going through that, my worst, I didn't understand it fully at the time. And that was the first time I ever stood out to me, sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right? for something that you really want, she told me, because I knew her thing is she loves desserts. She told me, she said, yo, Javi, I'm going to give up eating sweets to know that you're okay. For you to be where you need to be. I understand you're doing this, but I'm asking God, and I'm going to give this up to God for you. Bro, I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
That's crazy, man.
But like seriously, like that really honed in on me of what love really meant too.
No, for sure.
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
100%, bro.
Yeah, you know, you really sacrifice for the people you love, man. So it's beautiful, 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 beautiful.
That's 1,000, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Man, for anybody out here watching this right now, right?
Yeah.
And you know they're going through their own self-doubts and you know those walls, those barriers that they create. What advice do you have for them, man? For them to be able to overcome that? What are some tools that you use to be able to overcome those mental barriers and hurdles?
I always keep in the back of my head, as humans, we were actually designed to fight saber-toothed tigers. Crazy to think. We used to be gladiators. No, I mean deadass.
Not for real.
Like that's what I'm saying. If you really think about how far the human race has come, so like what has happened, right? It really inspires me always. It's like, damn, like I could be stronger. There's so many smarter men out there than me, right? So many smarter people out there than me. And two, really the biggest thing, man, I pray through everything now. You know, I realize that, you know, I don't pray for there not to be fire. I expect for there to be fire, but when I'm in the midst of my fire, what I do is my first thing I do is I pray. I invite God to come into the fire with me, and we're gonna get through it. You know, if there's a storm, the storm always passes, right?
For sure.
I realize I realize everything is temporary.
Yeah.
Right. Literally everything is temporary. And man, you know, if you got doubt, I write down what's the end goal, right? Because in 5 years, is that doubt really going to make a difference? Is that one person who's saying you're not going to be able to make it really gonna be right? Because I'm pretty sure if I keep swinging an axe on a tree, I might not get it on the first couple like a stronger man would. Yeah. But if I keep swinging that damn axe,
it's gonna fall, bro.
That thing's gonna fall down.
That is a fact.
So that's my thing, man. Is I've got into the mentality always that I can do anything, right? Literally, I can do anything. But it takes consistency to get there, right? I stopped getting into that. Growing up, bro, we're conditioned to always be like, yo, I need that shit right now. Cut that immediately.
I think that's the hardest thing to cut.
That fast money, thinking about, yo, I gotta make a buck. I started thinking about, say, yo, in 5 years, what does this look like? Right? Because that changed my mentality completely. Right, bro? Like, I've never done a $13 million building before. I've never done that. But you know what? I know in 5 years, 13 is going to be dropping the bucket.
Yeah.
I know by me trying to do that right now, I'm going to learn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm probably make a couple shekels.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I'll be a lot further than thinking I couldn't do it and I could just stick to $1 million.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that whole instant gratification thing is a hard thing to overcome nowadays. Just because everything in our world is so instant now. You know what I'm saying? Messages come like this. If I want to Google something, I see it right now. Like, just like that, you know? So I think that's something hard to overcome nowadays. It's a very you versus you battle.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would say. In the Bible, it says, this shall pass, right? So any doubt you have in your head, any insecurity you have in your head, always keep that 5-year self. Say like, yo, in 5 years, when I meet that 5-year me, I want to know that man. You know, I want to be able to look that man in the eyes and be like, yo, we're here, right? I don't want to get there and be like, oh, I don't know you, right? I don't want to get to the end of my life and be like, oh, I could have been that, right? I honestly, man, I keep in my mind always, and this is part of programming your subconscious, guys. Like, if you don't realize how important it is I made $10, nice, to keep that in your subconscious. You know, that's the big thing is that your subconscious, literally, there's a guy on my team, his name's Alex. The first thing I asked him, I'm like, yo, where do you want to be in 5 years? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, where do you want to be in 5 years? I don't know. He's like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow. And I was like, bro, if you don't understand where you're going in 5 years, it's like a GPS. You're just going to keep going. You don't know where you're going. But if you set somewhere in stone, and it doesn't have to be like the end all cure all, and you don't have to be right. But if you set a target, it's like a GPS. So even if you get off a little track, you hit a little traffic, you hit some bumpy roads, maybe like they're doing some work on the road, you might get a little detour. But you'll naturally literally come right back because you know exactly where you're going.
That's a fact.
So that's what I think is the long term. You know what I'm saying? All of this is a journey, man. It's not, it's not destination driven. Once we realize that this is a journey, but then you also have to set in that mentality of like, yo, what is my journey? What is my purpose? Why am I here? I think you'll start to overcome that doubt because you're like, I expected there to be bumps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I expect there to be doubt. You know what I'm saying? I like look for doubt now. I'm like, yo, am I doubting myself? Like, good. You know what I'm saying? You're doing the right thing. You're challenging yourself.
Of course, bro. Okay, if you're not doubting yourself, then you knew you could do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Who wants to keep lifting, little 10 pound weights, you know what I'm saying?
So Javi, for anybody who's watching this right now who wants to know more about you, who wants to find you, or who's sitting on 10 million that they want to invest, bro, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, definitely. The easiest way is just to go to thesuarezcapital.com. So that's TheSuarez, capitals with an A.com. That's just my website. You can actually fill out a form, get your information sent to us. Or you can find me on Instagram, where I'm super active. It's Suarez_capital. But that's really it, man. I would say the easiest way is that, if you want to email me directly, it's Javier, my first name, Javier, at thesuarezcapital.com. And man, I'm obviously super easy to get to, and really big about connections, man.
Sure, bro.
That's I look forward to us doing our first building for sure.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I really do look forward to that, and that's what I'm saying. This is long term, right? 100%. I don't expect it this year. I probably not even next year, but I know that long term down the road that we're gonna come up to it, and that's what we do together, man. I've learned so much from you, and I want to be able to bring value to your life as well. But I know, it might not be this year, might not be next year, right? But like when you're ready to talk about that, bro, I can't wait to be able to do that, man. And it's cool. And shout out Tony too, man. Like it's everybody, man. And anyone who's watching this as well, I want you to realize is that don't watch the next person get it, and don't ask for them just for free advice, right? Always approach someone saying, yo, hey, what can I offer to your life? Because I see that you're doing really well. I want to bring value to your life, right? Because people like me, I can't wait for someone to reach out to me and be like, yo, hey, Javi, can I pay you for your time? I don't want your money. But I appreciate the respect and the value that someone sees in another person.
100%.
Because I don't think a lot of people realize. I think people see rich people and they're like, yo, you know what? That person's got money. They don't want to talk to me. Like, I've got money. And I can't wait to talk to people because I want them to have money too.
Yeah, of course.
Because, bro, I've been on both sides, you know what I'm saying? But and that's what we want to do as humans, bro, is that money brings nothing but it's a tool, right? The thing that brings me so much happiness, you see how happy I am, bro. It's because I help so many people who've reached out to me be able to lift them up. And if you guys don't know already, I do this thing, #freegame. And, I love that free game stuff. But that's why. It's literally to show people. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. To just be like, yo, hey, look, like other people out there want to bring value to your life, but you have to go out there and you have to accept it. You have to go out there and be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna do anything. Sebastian on my team, Sebastian, right? Bro, he got bugging me until he's like, yo, can I move down? I want to do anything to learn from you. And that's what I love, man.
He moved out here, action taker.
Bro, he's 20 years old doing commercial acquisitions. By the time you probably watch this, he'll be a billionaire. I'm kidding, but he will be before most of guys.
Sebastian actually DM'd me first, bro.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Damn. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You slept. He tucked you in.
Yeah, he did. You know what's funny? He did. And one of the biggest hitters on my team, Louis. I think Louis. I don't know if he's 19 yet.
Yeah.
I think he's still.
Yeah, you got
18.
a bunch of young guys in your team
he
too,
did the
man.
same thing, bro. He was hitting me up nonstop. And I didn't even respond, bro. He hit up Levi, and Levi brought him on. Same thing, bro.
You gotta start responding to these messages, man.
I know, bro. That's the thing.
Yeah, everybody go. If you want to be rich, go message J Monopoly right now. He probably won't respond, but do it.
I'll respond, but it might take me a few weeks. I have to go through all the DMs
You're
first.
too popular, man. You're too popular.